Pineda tries to center, takes it to the middle of the field, goes to the far side. Looking for Lizarazo, who couldn't control it. It goes out, so once again it'll be a throw-in for Cypress. Cypress really hasn't been able to make an attack so far in this game. Yeager takes it up. Looking at something going just a misstep, and then the Wolves kick it out of bounds. So Julio Perez, one of the forwards, thought he had an opportunity. Yeager had gone to him, just couldn't catch his footing on the play. Perez comes up to help out, waits for the ball, see who comes down with it, goes to the middle of the field. Galland tries to go from right to left, gives it up once again. Playing the middle of the field. Chargers try to find something. People going down here, and we're going to get a foul against Cypress. And what's interesting on that is the physicality aspect by the referee. We saw it at the beginning of the game where it looked like somebody was getting pickpocketed by the Wolves of Cuyamaca, located in the San Diego region. Big leg. Cypress staying deep. They've got 4 defenders back. So they stay with a solid 4 defenders back. Looks like 2 midfielders. But then that could change during the game as they see to play, or if they can make a break. Trying to get a break down in the middle on the far side of the field. Defenders trying to get back for the Wolves. They do. Nice save right there by Pineda. And once again, it's a throw-in for Cypress. So Cypress had an opportunity. Pineda makes the save on it as a defenseman with 13:46 left here in the first half. It's the Coyotes. I was calling them the Wolves. So it's, I don't know why I thought they were the Wolves, but they're the Coyotes. Easy save there by Joe Baeza. So we're going to get stoppage on a quick bell by the Coyotes. So I apologize to the people listening to the game. Put the different mascot up for a team. Nice trap off the chest, and you just love to see that by a player. As Varela knocks it down and gets things started. Goes back in his direction, can't get it. Handled there by Martinez. Martinez has it taken off his foot. Now it's a foot race down the far side of the field. Cross in the middle. Ball left, shot just high. And it laid there like a piece of cake for a second. Somebody wanted to put a little icing on it, and just a little too much. The wind stops. It's really interesting. We'll get gusts in here, and then it gets absolutely dead on the field. So the ball will fly. Sometimes it'll float. Sometimes it'll get knocked down, and then it's ideal conditions to make a strike on the ball. Finding that opportune time on the field when you're making your move for either of these teams. Far side. Trying to clear it out. Going over after it is Varela. Can't get up to it. Giovanni Velasquez Varela is his name. Once again, they go. Varela just watches it sail in the middle of the field. Alex Felix says, let me take 2 bounces. I've got it. Let's start all over again. Ball goes out. Cuyamaca said it was off Cypress's foot. Referee disagrees. And it's just that the men just seem to be a step. Now they've spread out the field, looking to make a turn. A miss on a little pass right on the ball. Shot on goal. And a nice save there by Joe Baeza, the goalie for the Coyotes, because it looked like for a second Cypress was going to be the first one to the boat. Great slide takeaway. One more time, an exchange. Down to Munoz. Munoz tries to put it in the box, but it's kicked out. So a little time as the ball went on its own. Jose Perez Munoz says, I'll come and get it. Finally tracks it down. Gives it off to Dylan. Lizarazo. Lizarazo throws it deep into the box. Jack Yeager gets a foot on it. Yeager puts it out here, but just a little too far. He thought he had somebody breaking on that and was looking for Julio Perez, who can make runs at the goal. Perez, one of the quicker forwards for this Cypress team. Perez, so far this season's got 15 points. So the Coyotes take it back to their goalie. Ball doesn't get up in the air, not a clean kick. But then Diodago got it. Munoz takes it in the middle. Nice pass out to Varela. Varela trying to cross it in the box. Can't do that. And Alex Felix easily handles it. So Julio Perez gets the benefit from the referee. We'll go down there. Angel Delgadillo. It's been on the attack for the Coyotes. Julio Perez, his counterpart, both wearing number 10, have an opportunity. As R.J. Carroll puts it to the left side, the right side of the box, and it's going to roll out. So it'll be a goal kick. We're at the 20-minute mark here in the first half. Winner of this game should play Fullerton on Saturday at Fullerton College. That's the way it's been presented to us, and that game would be at 2 o'clock. So if you're the Coyotes, you go to the Chargers, and then from the Chargers, kick on goal, save right there. 2 excellent chances. Once again, as Baeza makes a great save for the Coyotes. So you've got to like what you see from your Cypress team right now. They are smothering the goal, and defensively, everybody's getting back quickly. Far fight on the far side of the field. Big kick. Up, out. Kept in play there by Wodakowski. Munoz feels pressure. Perez comes and takes it away from him. So Perez comes on back. Julio takes it away. So Dylan Lizarazo comes out of the game for the Coyotes. Yeager throws it in. Deep into the corner, and it's called out. Throw in goes back over to the Coyotes. So almost had a chance. Were they working out in that direction? Pressure on the offensive end, trying to trap it as they clear it out towards the middle of the field and then break. And so the offense starts. By Cuyamaca. Pineda took it down deep. So it should be a corner with 22:39. That's where we're at right here in this first half. So we're going up the clock today, not down the clock like normally you get. So corner, far side of the field. Second one, little short shot into the box. Now we should get the pitch shot. We do. Taken out. Trapped there by Pineda. Pineda trying to dance, looking for some place to go. Hounded defensively. And finally, Cypress changes things up. Break on it. Drop the ball on there. Go out the corner. Can he get it back middle side of the net? And Baeza forced the offensive player for Cypress to go wide and deep into the box. When he goes wide and deep into the box, he gets in too deep and can't cross. There's nobody trailing to help him out on the play. So Cypress, again, their attacks have been clean. As we get physicality on the far side of the field. Cypress in blue. The Coyotes in their white. Far side. That's going to go out. 24 minutes have gone. Nobody's on the board. The only ones that have been really close are your Cypress Chargers. 3 excellent opportunities that they've had and just can't get it in there. Raymond Ramirez had a chance. Just went down a little too deep, but when he got there, he couldn't cross. There was nobody trailing to help him out. If they'd had a trailer, Cypress would have been up by 1. So the referee says last touched on the far side of the field by the Coyotes. Cuyamaca, the Cuyamaca Coyotes. Corner for Cypress. Low line drive, never got any air on the ball, so therefore it didn't help anybody. And the break now for the Coyotes, trying to make it up the middle, going to Herrera. Herrera goes deep with it. Loses it there at midfield. So it's trying to get tracked down by Varela. Varela does track it down, gets it off to Martinez. Little spin move. Taken back across the field. Picked up by Somerville. Far side of the field. Trapped really nice with the foot by Martinez. Martinez in the corner looking for somebody to help him out and gets nobody to help him out as it goes deep. and stopped and off the foot by Wodakowski. Stolen on a bad pass by Delizigo, saved right there. So Delgadillo had an opportunity. Alex Felix drives it deep. Everybody looks over the shoulder to see where the ball is going, try to get it. Yeager comes up, gives it a little forehead tap. Can't do anything. We get a little grab right there. So Varela has an opportunity as he gets grabbed. Placencia will handle this. Hugo takes that left foot, crosses the entire field on it. And as Cypress once again will come on the attack. Try to find the opening just off the foot. No real attack there as Wodakowski just follows it and watches it go out and kicks it out, helps it out just a little. We played 28 minutes in this first half. Cypress has been the aggressor. Cypress has looked like the team that's going to get that goal first. Last corner kick from this side, low line drive that came in. So we'll see if they would get a little more air on the ball, giving somebody an opportunity to make a play on it for your Cypress Chargers. Height, middle, header, out, goes back up. One more time, it's down on the ground. Everybody in the box is looking over the top of the net. So slight breeze now. So we get substitutions. So right there before the goal kick, substitutions come in. Abraham Guerrera comes in now. Perez goes after the ball, comes all the way up, puts pressure on the defender, makes the defender make a play on the ball. And it goes out, far side of the field, so it'll be a throw-in. For Emilio Rosas. Gonna get a substitution in the game. So out goes Varela. For the Coyotes. Almost a dangerous kick, nothing called there. Thought for a second that's what we would get. High hop. Hands just to get her over the top of the net. It was going to take one of those weird bounces, and it does. Fought in the middle of the field for Placencia. Can't get the header on it. Countered there by Wodakowski. Turn on it. Munoz, not being challenged, takes it up the field as far as he can, goes back. Munoz wasn't looking for it, thought it would go back. He tries to chase it down, turns the corner, fights body-wise, gets it, looks for a call, and gets the call. I was going to call him safe at second base as he went in and slides, but they're going to call a foul. And it really did look like that slide, somebody coming in and stealing. So Jose Perez Munoz backs off. They go far post, batted out there on a nice save by Alex Felix. Gets his fist up and punches it out as goalie for Cypress. Not taking any chances. Across the middle, opportunity. Again, the defense as a whole comes in and makes the play as Felix gets out of position, goes down to block the initial shot. It kicks free. But the rest of the defenders for Cypress get a foot on the ball and then have it go off the heel of one of the Coyotes. Good team defense by Cypress College. Alex Felix. Floater. Off the top of the head. Stopped there by Munoz. Munoz loses it. Drops it off, and it's Perez that takes it. Perez puts it on towards goal. Goalie can't control it. Across the middle. Face was open. No goalie there, but nobody from Cypress either. Jack Yeager looking for somebody to go to with the throw-in. Yeager drops it. Perez was behind everybody. And we get a handball. Nothing called on the handball off the foot of a Coyote. And once again, throw-in will stay with your Cypress Chargers. 34 minutes played, no score, but the Chargers have been there. They're close. And now, oh, what a move by Yeager as he flips it over two defenders' head. Almost has it, but yet it's trapped in the middle of the field. Easy floater taken there by Baeza. Nice little save, 34-minute mark of this first half. Just one or two deep breaths, and Cypress would have been in the lead in this game. So it's a throw-in, they're going to say, in favor of the Chargers on the far side of the field. One of these are going to go through. They have been around the net all game for them. So it stays with Cypress. Ball gets kicked over the fence. So we look towards one of the officials to get another ball on the field. Chargers have been close on 4 opportunities, very good opportunities to get in the goal. On the flip side for the Coyotes, a lot of buzzing around the net, but really nothing going on. In the box, ball's kicked out. Taken there, turn on it, deep down the field, trying to get tracked down there. Ball laid out and then flipped down. We'll see where it comes down at. Can we get somebody to follow up? Nice turn in the middle of the field. The attack is on one more time as Morales drops it. Tries a little heel pass. Doesn't work. And we're going to get a foul. And Julio Perez said, you know, I'm just going to put it in the middle of the field with my heel. And it got taken off. Placencia Takes it over the far side of the field. He gets it back again, slowing things down. They'll cut up, set up in the middle of the field. Martinez comes over here to Somerville. Somerville loses it. Somerville comes after it, kicks it out, and it goes into the stands. Yeager looking for a throw. We're going to get substitutions. So Perez is going to go out. He's been the aggressor as a forward for Cypress. Just a couple of opportunities. Thought he had one. Crossed the open face of the net. Nobody was there to follow up on the play, so therefore you couldn't get that ball that was just laying there. Yeager goes deep in the corner. Rolls off a shoulder, off a head. Goes straight up. Header up. Again, and we're going to get foul. As the Coyote goes down, grabs his nose and says, wait a minute, that was Robert Somerville. Somerville, you know. Then David's out there, and David's getting a little lecture from the referee. And, yeah, the Coyotes have been physical against this Charger team. Some of the fans feel like the referee's not calling it evenly, with 38 minutes played in this first half. This is where the defense got to stay straight. As you look at an undercut right there by the Coyotes, nothing called. It's, you know, Corey Nalen, that'd be like a little low bridging if we were playing basketball. As you look for the middle of the field, off, fighting for it in the box, clear it out, and the defenders do a great job one more time as Martinez was there for the Coyotes. Again, a heel kick that doesn't make it. And so we're going to have two go down. We're going to get a yellow card, I believe. We'll see, and it is. So the yellow card comes out against Cypress as the player stays down on the ground. And again, what happens when you play physical soccer, it doesn't get called, then eventually they watch the way it gets played, they're looking, somebody goes down hard, and the card comes out quickly. Not necessarily on the first person that should have gotten a yellow card during the game. But the referee arbitrarily decides to tone back the physical aspect of the game on the field. Munoz takes it back to the middle of the field. Martinez looks to go deep, drops it off to Pineda. Pineda has it off his foot. Wodakowski goes down and gets it. So the Coyotes. So we're at the 40-minute mark this first half. It has been all Cypress in this first half. No score, but it's been all Cypress in this first half. They've had the better aggression as they go off. This goes out. So once again, Cypress cross midfield. They have lived down on this offensive zone. Cross midfield. Yeager looks to throw it in. Throws it. Tries to get it out. Taken there. And again, a penalty called. Yeager has this one called on him. Placencia comes up, starts things off, gets it to Pineda. Take it back to the middle of the field. Martinez going deep with it. Off, Yeager's down there, and we'll see who this goes for. Yeager's going to throw it in, so Cypress will keep it. Jack Yeager's got a beautiful, when he throws it in, he gets a nice little arc and a great deal of distance. Yeager sort of drops back, looks for the give and go. Yeager stays with his man, is there defensively against Pineda. So Jack does a good job defensively for this Cypress team. We're going to get a couple substitutions, or a couple play. There they are. Here come the substitutions. So going off the field is Rosas for the Coyotes. Fresh legs coming on. Dylan Lizarrazos comes in. Big throw to the box. Headed out by Cypress. Nice play. Trap. Drive in the middle. Going in there. High shoot. And a little surprised something wasn't called before, because you got to look at Alex Felix as making a play on the ball. He goes with it. The Coyote comes up with a high foot on the goaltender to try and control the ball, and when you get in that dangerous area, that's where the referee needs to step in so that you don't have your goaltender taking a foot right in the face. And I think that's one of the things that Alex was looking at, thinking, wait a minute, this is a dangerous play. And so with 42:58 to go, played in this first half. We're at the 43-minute mark. Couple minutes to go. Cypress. Well, when you talk about it, they've got the momentum. Yeah, there's been close plays, but you can't really feel like the Coyotes are going to walk in and get that goal. Simple plays by the Chargers. People follow up and stay with the rebounds. The Chargers would be up there. Jack Yeager off his foot. Love the way Jack plays this game. Taken there by Munoz. Munoz goes down deep and just easily rolled out. R.J. Carroll just takes his time. Carroll goes to Yeager. Jack goes the middle of the field, trying to get a break down the middle. Just a sweet little toe touch. And so watch a sweet toe touch just there enough to keep the offense going for the Cypress Chargers. That's one thing we have seen today. So Jack will get it in deep to the box, which he does. Off the belly of one of the Coyotes. Cypress tries to go out and get it. Nobody back deep. So the defensemen move up. They keep it in the offensive zone. It's going to go out. It should be a goal kick. We should be down to about the last 10 seconds of this first half. They wave off any substitution coming in the games. And that's going to be the half. So at the half, well, it was close, but no cigar. Nobody could get it in there. Cypress was the team that was the aggressors all time. Had a couple opportunities. Ball laying out in front of an open goal. Nobody following up on the play. If they do, they're up 1-0. Clearing the net more than once. And once again, looking for the rebound. But it's been the aggressors from Cypress compared that you look at the Coyotes. The Coyotes have just not had the opportunity. Cuyamaca Coyotes 10-2-8, 8-1-3 in the PCAC. And of course the Cypress Chargers 10-5-5, 7-3-2 in the OEC. Cypress came in second this season, just behind Fullerton College. The last I was told, whoever wins this game will be at Fullerton College on Saturday. That game should be at 2 o'clock to take on the Fullerton College Hornets. And a little men's Community College Soccer here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ed Ford, Mark Pavlovich. We'll be back here on Saturday. The women here on Sportsnet, USA.net from Cypress College. So they'll have their first game this coming Saturday. That game could be at 1 or 2 o'clock. Make sure you check the homepage to see what time that game is coming this coming Saturday. And then the following week, well, besides soccer, got a little basketball showing up on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Nalen and I'll be heading back to Saddleback College. And then after that, more soccer during the week here on SportsNetUSA.net. And then you get to the weekend, well, then it's community college football on SportsNetUSA.net. Cerritos College and Fullerton College. Cerritos College has a bowl game. Fullerton College in the state playoffs, all on SportsNetUSA.net.
Yes, Mark, and let's be a little more, we're going to be a little more specific about next week's soccer game. On Tuesday, it could be Wednesday. Now, this is for the Cypress women. Cypress women win on Saturday, then they will be facing Saddleback at Saddleback, and that game, unless there's some lightning strike or some natural disaster, that game will be on SportsNetUSA.net. So that will be, it will actually be a Bobcat soccer broadcast. We've been down there to their fine facility to do a game earlier this year, and we'll be back there for that. And then, as you mentioned, on Monday night, it's more Saddleback sports, more Bobcats, and they will be taking on
L.A. Trade Tech.
L.A. Trade Tech. That should be a good game because L.A. Trade Tech has, for the last, I would say at least a decade, Mark, they've been one of the better teams in men's basketball. Always up there challenging, maybe not winning the state championship, but always a tough team to get past. So that'll be a good test for Saddleback to see how their fortunes will pan out this season. And as you mentioned, we have football in 2 weeks. The other football, the one with the sort of pointed ball. Fullerton College, as Mark mentioned, is going to be taking on one of their rival schools, I would say. Should we say bitter rivals?
Yeah, I think that's a great term.
Yeah. You know how they say stevia is 300 or 1,000 times sweeter than sugar? Well, that bitterness between the Hornets and the Mounties is about 2 lumps of stevia. You know,
yeah. Exactly.
It's bitter rivalry. So that game will be on, and as Mark alluded to, that's part of the state playoffs. So we don't really have what the official of what's going to be, but we're pretty sure it's Riverside against Ventura, and that game's going to take place at San Bernardino Valley College because Riverside, they are upgrading their field, so they haven't played at their field all year long. They've been playing at high schools out in the Riverside area. So San Bernardino Valley College, not in the playoffs, not bowl eligible, so that's a fine facility to have a game at. Though, Riverside, San Bernardino, that's another one of those. I
don't think there's any love between those counties at all.
There's no love. As someone who used to live in the IE, before I was, sentenced to even a harsher punishment. But that's another story for another day. So that will be a good game. And then with Riverside, they're undefeated. Ventura was looking like they might get beat by ELAC last week in the game we carried, but they came through, and they've come on at the last 2 games of the season, and so they've got some momentum going up against the Tigers. But the Tigers really look unstoppable. Cerritos College had that huge lead on them that we talked about last time, Mark, and they came back and beat them. Hornets against Mount Sac. Boy, that's going to be another one where it's like the Hornets against Golden West. The Hornets want to do some pounding on Mount Sac, and if you want to watch that game. Obviously, it'll be on sportsnetusa.net. Just go to our page, click on the watch, and you will be directed to the it's on the Fullerton College Athletics YouTube page, but you can get it through sportsnetusa.net. And then we also have another game for you that day. It will be Cerritos College. They will be playing in a bowl game at I guess it's called Falcon Field now. For us real old guys, It used to be Norwalk District Stadium.
Yep.
And we don't know who their opponent will be. We know who their opponent won't be. It won't be Golden West. It won't be ELAC. I don't think it will be Palomar or San Diego Mesa, because normally they play each other in a bowl game so they don't have to travel very far, the San Diego Bowl or whatever they call it. So that would leave, El Camino, Canyons.
Yeah, I think El Camino and Canyons are real good candidates. We'll find actually that if you check the CCCAA, they say on the 20th, this coming weekend, that all the games will be listed. So we'll have that game listed for you as soon as the CCCAA lets us know who they're playing.
And up north, not to mention all the American Conference, American Division teams, but just looking at the national teams up there, San Mateo again. Laney will be in there. Modesto got in with a 5-5 record, but hey, Fresno couldn't do it. Modesto could, so they should be in there. And then the other team would be, I'm forgetting somebody. It's not Butte. Is it Butte?
You know what?
No,
Corey
it's not
Nealon,
Butte.
if you're
it's
watching.
American River.
American
River. So that should be interesting. I would be betting on Laney and San Mateo. So one of those teams I think is going to be facing, hopefully, the Fullerton College Hornets in the state championship game.
Well, when you look at it, San Mateo was right there. So Riverside was 1, Mount Sac was 2, Fullerton was 3, and San Mateo was 4. In some other polls, it was San Mateo and Fullerton flipped. So San Mateo was 3, Fullerton was 4, and those are the top teams in football here on SportsNetUSA.net. So it should be an interesting matchup. I think the South's going to be difficult. Riverside is loaded, but you know what? Everybody sort of thought Golden West College would beat Fullerton, except for Ryan Osborne and Corey Nealon. They really did think before the game even started. They both said Golden West College will not beat Fullerton, and Fullerton just looks like they're coming into their own space at the right time of the season.
I don't think you thought that Golden West would beat Fullerton College.
You know what? I was a little apprehensive going into the game, so they were dead sure that's going on in that. And the thing that's interesting too, Cypress men win today. They take on Fullerton College Saturday at Fullerton College. So the number 2 and number 1, I find that interesting. Here's the thing that's interesting, Ed. I got to throw this at you because we were talking to the Fullerton coach about the point system. The team that was, because 24 teams made the playoff, the team sitting at 26 that almost made the playoffs, their season 0-11. And if they'd have played 2 more tougher teams on their schedule, they'd have got in the 24th position for the playoffs, never winning a soccer game. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my whole life.
Okay, I will have to say that's even more ridiculous than the softball RPI, but there's a lot of similarities between the two. We've looked at other seasons where, for instance, wasn't last year, I think was the year before. Was the year before that, probably 2019. Golden West College didn't win a single softball game, yet their RPI ranking was higher than, I think, one of the teams that was below them had won 10 games. Still had You know, these guys in these Subarus, I mean,
Yeah, well, there you
I
go.
don't know what they think.
There you go. Put a little hole in your muffler.
Bring my Integra out here and dust the guy off.
There we go.
But anyway, you know, that makes no sense. If you don't win any games, I'm sorry. Your RPI is 0.
Exactly. I
You
agree.
haven't won a game. You haven't proven you can win. You know, this isn't some strange, you know. I mean, I can see if you lay things out as at one time, you know, in racing, auto racing, you know, you get X amount of points per race. Okay, if you always finish in second place, hey, that's the way it's set up. Those are the point system. But that's not the same thing as, you know, softball or baseball or soccer. I mean, you know, you need to win. And if you can't win any games, you don't go into the playoffs. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter what your RPI is.
Yeah.
If you can't finish at 500, you don't go in. And for someone to even be slightly considered at no wins, 0 and 11, that's ridiculous. Yes, you're playing tough teams, but you're still not winning. If you don't win, you don't belong in the playoffs. It's that simple.
It's real interesting, too, because some teams will tank. We were supposed to do a game, so I'm not going to point it at, but you'll know who I'm talking about. We were supposed to do a men's and women's soccer game locally, and a team from the L.A. area decided they couldn't play. I talked to Greg over at Fullerton, and I said, yeah, this is what happened. Ed and I were out there, and he goes, Mark, 44 players on their roster. We heard about it. He said, the CCCAA came in and said, what do you mean you couldn't play? You have 44 players on your roster. You're going to tell me that you didn't have 24 players? The reason they didn't want to play is it would have affected where they were at the time, the points, even though they were playing the number 2 team in the state. So this is one of the things they're going to try and change the system, that if you tank a game or forfeit a game, you get absolutely nothing. So it was interesting on that too.
Boy, if they do that, next thing they'll be telling me the NBA is going to do something about teams tanking. No, that could never happen.
And don't forget, come around, because the holidays are here. Ed, right around the corner, sportsnetusa.net, their softball tournament, the Invitational, is going to be back come in January on sportsnetusa.net.
Yep, we'll be back with the second annual sportsnetusa.net softball invitational. It will be quite the show at Cerritos College, 2 days. We have a bunch of teams that have been in the playoffs in the last couple of seasons. I think they all have in the last 2 to 3 years. Cerritos College obviously got into the Super Regionals last year. We've got Imperial Valley College. They were
in the playoffs last year.
In the regionals. They played up against Cypress. We have OCC a couple of years back. They made the playoffs in 2019. Folsom Lake College. We have a team from Northern California braving the elements to come down and play, and we're very grateful they're doing that. They were in the playoffs last year. Matter of fact, they upset in the regionals. They pulled an upset and moved on to the Super Regionals, Mark. So, and they finally got eliminated. They were really stubborn, but finally Butte took care of them. And then our fifth team is going to be Southwestern. So a couple of years back, they were habitually, Mark, in the playoffs. But Yasmin, their coach, former great at Cal State Fullerton, played for the Titans. She has moved on to Harvard. So we're ready to start the second half with no score here, Mark. So take it away.
There we go. Let's get it ready for the second half. Fabricio Arana is now in at one of the forwards for the Chargers. Didn't see him in the first half. Andre Sandoval, still as a midfielder, is out there. We'll get the rest of the players as this game goes on. Somerville takes it for the Coyotes. So Emilio Rosas is still back as a defender, along with Pineda, who's out there for the Coyotes. was out in the first half, played most of the first half. Delgadillo, who played most of the first half for the Coyotes, is back there out as a starter, along with Placencia. Hugo was out there. So a lot of the same players that started that first half are out there. Rosas tries to get it. We'll see if the Chargers play it close to the vest, which they probably will. Logan Garcia will handle the throw-in. So Garcia's out there, along with Kyle O'Brien. We didn't really see much of Kyle in the first half, but he's out there now for the Chargers. So O'Brien, a good defensive player. And that's what we've seen from these Chargers. Jordy Galan, midfielder, back on the field. Shot just off the goal, and what a foot. Caught all of it, struck it well, and just off the goal on the right-hand side. Caught the goalie sleeping, too. He didn't get off his feet too fast. As Baeza just sort of stood there for a second, and I tell you what, if that's on goal, he doesn't get there from the angle we had. Again, Cypress close. Defenders back, covering everybody. Nobody left alone. Gotta like the smothering defense by these men for Cypress. Defenders float back quickly, find a body, pick it up along the way, and make sure that nobody is there standing around all by themselves. One of the things you'll hear soccer coaches yell, find a body, cover them. That's what the defenders for Cypress does. And you will see them occasionally get in on the attack when you look at what they do. Morales with 14 points, Perez with 15, Garcia with 7, Ramirez with 12. Middle of the field, turning, looking for somebody breaking on goal. Right there, sidesteps, got to turn it, can't turn it. Good defense by the Coyotes. As I looked again, and this is what's been going all day, that you've had that one attacker that's gotten in close, but they're by themselves. That's not an attacker with a trailer that can get the ball off of somebody's foot and take it in. And if Cypress can get that one trailer to be there and the ball is left, then they will have an opportunity to really get an excellent shot on goal. Baeza in the goal for the Coyotes. Alex Felix, the goalkeeper for Cypress. Sophomore out of Buena Park High School as the player comes off the ground. So Hugo Placencia taken over to the bench. Goals against for Felix, 1.04. But he's talking to each other, trying to turn on it. Ball goes out. Nice play by Arana, who really fought for the ball. Again, looking for the hook. Sandoval hooked a little shoulder, and I think that's what they're going to call right there. Is he just got a little shoulder on a hook. Delgadillo handles it now. Cleared out by defenders all the way, and this is what, there's a handball right there. Not whistled immediately. And it's basically Fabrizio, he told the official it was a handball. We saw handballs by the Coyotes, and they played on. He has the handball. He stopped, and the official went, okay, I'll blow a whistle. So the referee saw him stop and said, okay, let's call it. Heel pass taken right there. Nice move. A little too far. Delgadillo tries to get it off of Delgadillo again. Smothering defense by Arana. Fabricio looks to get it out there. And you've seen all of a sudden now the difference in the Coyotes. A little more energy on the offensive side. Yeager on the far side. Looks like a hungry defenseman. See what Jack does. Started the first half, playing the second half. Good defender, that's why he's out there. Rosas almost gets away with it and does get away with it. Just between Fabricio's feet. And again, it must be this end of the field. It's the way the field is tilted, I guess, because when the Chargers were going on offense, they cement most of the time on the right side of your screen, and now the Coyotes are doing it. Dropped in the middle. Two defenders come over. Defensive play, take it away. Logan Garcia will handle the throw in. Logan gets it in. Two players trying to make the turn. Stays with Cypress. So Logan will handle another throw in there. Garcia out of Valencia High School. Just off. Little kick off the ankle so it turns away in the kick. That's because of the spin you put on the ball. And so when you're hitting that shank shot, which it makes it spin left to right, it goes away from the goal if you're a right-footed kicker. Deep shot again. You watch the defender so quickly get back for Cypress. You've got to look at it. 4 defenders back as we come to the far side of the field and are there to save the ball. A break down the middle of the field. Controlled easily. Go across the middle trying to find someone, and a nice move there by Andre Sandoval, who controlled it. And here comes the break again. Almost all the way, taken away in the middle of the field on a great counter play. Delgadillo had it, flips it out to the left-hand side. Now it's the break for the Coyotes trying to go down the field with Martinez. Up and out to make him start all over. So Martinez is going to take it. Beautiful turnout. Parents, friends, family, fans of the game of football out here today. One of the best places you can see very talented student athletes, community college sports. And Wes would tell you that, the athletic director here at Cypress College. And we've seen it on the softball side, the volleyball side this season. Corey Nalen calling Cypress Volleyball here on sportsnetusa.net and Charger Live. So substitutions. The winner moves on. The person who comes up short, or the team who comes up short, says it was a fun season and will wait to see what happens next year. For those freshmen, a great experience. For those sophomores, for some of them, it'll be time to move on to the next level. And when you look at the Coyotes, you've got a few people like Somerville with 12 points, Placentia with 9 points, Delgadillo with 15. Perez Munoz has 30 points this season for Cuyamaca. Almost a miscue for Cypress as the goalie comes out to play it deep into the field. Dropped right down there. get the player off the ball. And nice play as you saw Pineda trying to come down and make a turn. And again, for those that are fans of soccer, if you want to see the way defense should be coached, it is coached properly here at Cypress College. Ball takes a weird little hop. Felix comes out and gets it. A little sophomore from Buena Park High School. Here we go again. Chargers go up the field, drop it off to Logan Garcia. Logan Garcia takes it to the backside, and nobody really there to bring it in. So a nice play by Logan Garcia trying to go to the backside, but again, just short on the attack from the Chargers this afternoon so far. Cuyamaca trying to find something or someone. Rosas gives it up. Now he goes. Taken right there. Nice little trap and catch off the chest. Perez drops it, looks for it. Now he's got it himself. Goes to the middle. Comes in our direction. And there, that looks sort of like a Fullerton College defensive back. Reaching out, trying to catch it, and having it go off the fingertips. Well, no. Phil Austin wouldn't be happy about me saying that. Logan Garcia for the throw-in. Deep throw-in by Garcia. Trying to get it close to the box. Off the heel. Trying to control it there was Juarez. Couldn't do it. Quickly by Garcia. Goes to the middle of the field. Here comes the attack to the far right side. Just short on the pass. And again, it's just slight misses that we're seeing from Cypress. Two defenders back. Got the middle covered. Now you've got 5. And again, even if the Coyotes drag people up and look to insert them, you've got 5 deep defensively for Cypress. Then basically 2 midfielders that come up and join in with the defense. Then we go down. Hopefully now the run will be made by Cypress, and this is why they've been able to lead the attack too, because they can play 2 back offensively, and when the ball gets to them, they have an opportunity to make a run. And there was just a lean, and you can see why the fans get upset. Jordy Galan makes a lean on the Coyote, and the referee blows his whistle and calls a foul. It just, little body contact. That's all it was. Cuyamaca is going to start all over again. Gets it over to Rosas. Goes down deep. Trailing the plays. Delgadillo trying to get. Cypress churns. Middle of the field. Nice play there by Sandoval. Sandoval gives it to Perez. Perez is going to use his speed. Try to get to the outside. Gives a little shove off. Cuts back towards the middle. Gets a headlock. And it goes to the Coyotes. Well, it looked like a little wrestling match on the field. The arm came around the player's head. And it goes in favor of the Coyotes. A little bewilderment on the sideline. Not only from the players, but from the parents. the brothers and sisters and cousins, grandma and grandpa, aunt and uncle that might be out here, or just basic fans of soccer. Cuyamaca on the charge. Goes down deep. Gets it to Varela. Varela tries to put a break on it. Gets it back out to Pineda. Pineda drops it off. And it's taken far and out. No foul. 60 minutes have been played in this game. Easy saves by both goalies. Game has not been played in the middle of the field. There's been attacking moments by both teams. Goes a little too far, so it'll be a throw-in for Cypress. Cypress in their dark blue uniforms with gold down the front, gold lettering on their pants and on the back. Cuyamaca in all white with blue down the front, light blue. Catch with the ankle for Cuyamaca. Nice catch by Varela. Varela looking to get a little help, doesn't get any. Off the shoulder in the middle of the field. Nobody knows what they're doing. Martinez says, wait a minute, has it taken away from him. And once again, Martinez against Perez. Perez has it off his foot, and it's going to go deep. And we'll see if it goes out. It is saved. Taken up to Yeager, the far side of the field. Jack puts a big leg into it. Headed back in his direction. Couple headshots, the far side of the field. Jack gets it. Galan brings it over in the middle. They try to get it to Garcia. Garcia had it. Now he's got it back. So Logan Garcia, and we get a little action on the far side. Player down in the grass for Cypress. 62 minutes have been played. So we have seen chances for Cypress every time a chance or maybe an honest opportunity have come their way. Shots have been just short. Shots have been left out. Nobody's followed up on the shot. We'll see if that happens on this. Cuyamaca makes the wall just outside the box. Go up high. Backside of the goal again. Header just off. And oh, I thought I was going to say 1-0 Cypress. Just off the near post. And of course, upon seeing that, the staff decides it's time to bring in some fresh legs to see what they can do. Out of the game is Giovanni Varela, goes out of the game. Victor Salazar now in the game. And the referee's making sure that they check in. You just can't run onto the field. You have to let them know who's going out, who's coming in, so that you don't get those additional players just standing out there. Little tap here to the far side. Salazar tried to make a move. Jumps over the ball. And so it's going to be a corner for the Coyotes. So 6 deep in the box. 2 come out to the edge of the box for Cypress. Floater in from left to right. Header has no opportunity. The aspect of physics, catch it with your left leg, it should spin so that it curves to the right of the kicker. We'll explain these theories a little more at this weekend's game when Corey Nalen comes out to visit me here on the soccer field along with Ed Ford and Gabby Nalen. The physics of soccer this coming weekend on SportsNetUSA.net and Charger Live. Speaking of the physics, goes down, kicked off the foot. Oops. As we get paperwork picked up quickly. Ah, we love that fact. People are being quick and dutiful. So corner for the Chargers. They go out wide. Now they go to the far side. Should get headed in the box. It does. Right-footed shot. Blocked on 2 feet by the Coyotes. And then over the top. Little pop fly. And again, boy, if you're a Cypress parent, you're just holding your breath on each one of these shots when they're made. You're thinking, I have a chance. So by the sidelines, 2 people go for it. Somerville tried to take it, doesn't, goes in the middle of the field. Once again, Cypress trying to get up the middle, split the middle, they can't. Midfielders come up to help him out. Drop it off to Garcia. Garcia drives it across, header on the backside, saved by Joel Baeza. Goes up, handball against the Coyotes. And that was an obvious handball there by Delgadillo. It was like picking up that shot to shortstop. Again, Cypress, being the aggressor, tried to drop it, and we've got a little scrum call there as a give and go doesn't work for him. Logan Garcia thought he had it okay, was called on it. Delgadillo brings it up. Logan Garcia steps in, takes it away, gives that off. Left side. Into the box, needs to be clear. And the goalie comes up and gets a little collision, but nothing big, so you're not going to call anything. Baeza takes it, handles it. Jaeger on the far side, punches it down, a little line drive. Can't really get anything going. Over to Placencia, who clears it out. Try to go up the far side of the field. Looking for Pineda. And a huge leg right there by Alex Felix. Jaeger kept it in. Everybody thought for a second it was going to go out on the far side of the field. He keeps it in, and action continues. Oh, and there's down, and then a shove again, and now the official is going to come over. And we've already seen 1 yellow card, and that was against Cypress. We see where they take a player's head and push it down, and the referee is not issuing a yellow card. Little interesting that no yellow card on that play. Even the fans are yelling that. So, you know, we saw a yellow card early when it was a physical aspect. That time you actually watched a player use a player's head to get up, shoved it into the dirt. You would think that the official would issue a yellow card. He does not. So we'll see if that tit for tat comes along the way here, and that if there's physicality by Cypress, they get the same opportunity to be a physical soccer team. Flip down the field, just a trip, play on, good call because nobody tripped anybody on that. Nice drop by Galan. Jordy, good talented feet on his side, and here comes the run. It is now a 2-on-2 break. And here comes a card. And boy, howdy. You know, that is just a horrible call. I'm sorry, by the referee. There was physical challenge wise. Somebody was on the ground. No yellow card against the Coyotes. A little elbowing going down the far side of the field. He immediately pulls out his card in the box. Take it out and cleared. And so now if you're Cypress, do you have the little thing where if you go in deep, if you play physical against somebody, you're afraid you're going to get especially in the box? Taken out on a great save by Alex Felix. Alex Felix goes up and makes the save of the game right there with 72 minutes played in this game. Remember that one if Cypress comes away with this victory. Big save by Felix. And it goes all the way out. So this is the fear of a soccer player when it's inconsistency by the referee that you will look. And, of course, we talked about can force, and we've talked these ticks, influence, change mass, why it's in motion. Yeah, velocity does change mass when it's in motion, and the mass is that soccer ball that all these young men are kicking here. So if you take it off with your head or your foot, if you're striking it, the speed will change direction, flotation. It's called the Bernoulli principle in the game of soccer. As Bernoulli said, hey, you know, if you're a right-footed kicker, you kick the ball, it's going to spin in a direction to go left. Laid out on the far side. Here's that right foot. Trying to go left. Couldn't do it as it goes off a defender. It'll be corner. As you can hear the fans realizing that the attack again, and I think there's a magnetic field down in the right side of your screen because the teams that are going from left to right have been in the offensive zone more often in the right side of the field than on the left side of the field. Deep on the backside again, header goes up, taken out, stopped there, and a big foot to clear it out. So Cypress gets exactly what they want. Placencia saw it as a foul was called. Referee gets stepped on along the way. So you saw the Coyotes coming up. The referee drops the ball. So it was a stop and play. Drops the ball. Cypress needs to get it down the field. And again, here's where you watch the attacking aspect of it. If you watch the white jerseys and the blue jerseys as they play, counter by Cypress. Once again, a pass just a little behind. Back and a turn to the right side, taken there. Can a shot come? Has a chance. Taken away by the Coyotes on a nice play there by Perez Munoz. Coyotes counter. Body in front. And you like the fact, as they looked around and slowed down, again, Cypress stops their play and shouldn't stop their play. They steal the ball, looked around, and waited for a whistle that wasn't coming. Little back and forth play by Delgadillo. And you want to see a little more giddy up by your Cypress Chargers right about now. We're at the 76th minute in this game. Nobody's gotten on the board. This is where you don't want to see it. Breaking down on the right-hand side is Delgadillo. Goes across behind the net. And so you can hear the fans because they can see the players slowing down as this game goes on. And yeah, it's that mental aspect. Of course, we did talk about things that go on in the field. So when a ball gets kicked, it goes counterclockwise if it's kicked properly. It doesn't go clockwise, it goes counterclockwise. And when it does, it will bend in the direction you're trying to take it. So if you're a right-footed kicker, you kick it properly, it's going to bend to the left. Left-footed kicker, it's going to bend to the right because the ball itself, when it's getting kicked, is actually spinning counterclockwise on the field. Little aspect of physics, the game of soccer. And if you're Cypress, you want to say, hey, you know, how do I kick it to get into the goal? And Cypress is now giving the Coyotes free run at the goal. Take it away, two players going in our direction, should come out right here. So Martinez leaves it down. Salazar throws it into Martinez. Martinez has two players and works his way through both of them. Over to Placencia. Placencia goes deep into the zone, and it's up and out. And if you're the parents right now of this Cypress team, you want to say, we need somebody to come out there with a little more energy like we had in the first half. The Coyotes are feeling, with 11 minutes to go, the chance is here. Watch everybody in the box. Got to keep your eye on Martinez on the back side. They have taken these kicks short. Wodakowski flat down the middle. Somebody's got to clear it. They do, fortunately. And you could hear the parents say, oh my goodness, when it went down, as everybody stood there and watched the ball roll into the box for this Cypress team. Non-officially, 10 minutes left in the game. Non-officially, clock on the field. But we know that the referee will keep time in the field. We're at the 80-minute mark. Nobody is on the board. This is where whomever can get that goal should have this game in control. Far side of the field one more time. And you see them come down quickly, and Salazar can't catch up with it. and you're waiting now for that counterattack. Rafe standing near to me, looking for the throw-in. Should break on the ball backwards. Goes deep. Header comes back. Fought for there. Once again, the Coyotes come away with it. So far now in this second half, all the free balls have been taken by the Coyotes, and the Chargers are just getting out-muscled. And again, offensive players come up, get the free ball. They take it back in the middle. Taken there by Placentia. He goes down rolling. No whistle. So the referee, play on. As he slowly gets up, hoping to get a call. Nothing is called. We'll see who comes in the game, who doesn't. No substitutions pending for either team. So you're looking at a weary bunch of players are going to be the ones that are going to stay on the field so far. No whistle. And again, Cypress looks for the whistle. This is the thing they need to get away from. Perez, left side of the box. Kicked away, blocked, and saved right there. Perez had a chance to make it on that. And Baeza makes a nice save. Deep, taken, great steal. Nice steal right there by O'Brien. Kyle O'Brien gets it back, puts it in the middle of the field. Large kick, goes out to the far right-hand side. At the edge, off two players, stays in bounds. And it'll stay with the Coyotes. So we'll see substitutions for the Coyotes. Pineda comes off the field. And of course, a little height, a little ability. Giovanni Varela back in the game. Giovanni, not a small little guy up there at forward. Great deal of height and great deal of ability to leap. Little push, player going down. Takes the player into the ground. Nice whistle by the referee. Deservedly, which I was trying to get out. Couldn't do that. Almost like pudding stuck on my tongue. Once again, this is where you've got to, as a defender, be willing to take it up. Nice little sweet touch right there in the middle of the field. Just couldn't drop it to Perez, who was ready to run. And we're going to get a foul. And he's reaching into his pocket. Boy, howdy. I'm glad I got headsets on. Third yellow card against Cypress. None against the Coyotes. And yet they have been just as physical, just as grabby. That's all you ask. Pitch shot, middle of the field. Easy catch right there by Alex Felix. Alex not really finding any true child. And you've got to get the players now, have got to find something that energizes them to get them up the field. Over. The net. Alex Felix Bigfoot. Again, cut off. 2 players waiting for it. Taken there directly by Delgadillo. He's dancing with it on the outside. A little waltz move. Now a cha-cha. Trying to find something, and the defender could not come away with it. Corey Nealon chiming in about the game here on SportsNetUSA.net and Chargers Live. So it'll be a corner again for the Coyotes. 2 people walk up. Everybody deep. Go out to the far side. Big right foot across the middle. Try to get a header, and nobody could go. And I'll give it to you on this one. Cypress gets away with one in the box as they hook a shoulder on somebody trying to go up, and now we get 2 substitutions on the field for Cypress. Going to bring in a fresh forward. Fabricio Arana is coming in the game. He's going to play forward for Cypress. Cross middle of the field. Defenders get it. Need to get everybody out running and give it leg. Going deep. Nice little drop right there to Arana. Couldn't catch up with it. Looked for some help. Almost gets help. Taken off. Ball, leg, and then something said to the player that goes down, and where's the card? Yellow card. Finally, against Victor Salazar, who says something to the official and keeps it up. So Salazar, who decided to say something after the player takes him down, went on a clean tackle. So the first yellow card against the Coyotes in the game, and rightfully so, as we get a little, sassiness. And of course, the one place I don't want to come and get the ball is in this Cypress crowd. We are on the cusp of going into overtime. We'll see how much time the referee allows in this game. We're at 89 minutes and 20 seconds in this game. Foul against Cypress. Player goes down. Clock ticks. A lot of chant. You can hear the emotion from the parents, the fans, the friends of Cypress. This stage of the game, it's one and done. Get that goal right now, you go home with a big grin on your face. Defense be mine, saith both teams. We're over the 90-minute mark, so it's now how much time the referee will keep on the field and see what gets away with. Salazar, who just had a lot going against him, as Salazar will throw it in. 2 minutes left. So that's what they're saying. 2 minutes on the clock, I believe, is what the referee signaled. And that is 2 minutes being kept on the field. So we can't look at the clock and tell you that there's 30 seconds left. Comes down this game, and whoever moves on to the final 2 minutes. Big throw in the box. Everybody goes up. Ball is out in the air. Players come down. Felix couldn't get to it. Made the initial save. It got knocked away from him. Comes back and gets it. And so, guys, right now my player of the game is Alex Felix. He has played a stalwart second half to make sure nothing gets away. One more time. Cuyamaca tries to get it. We get a contact foul. Goes in favor of Cypress. Quickly going. This is where if you're wearing blue and gold or you're cheering for that blue and gold team, you don't care how it gets in. If the wind comes whipping up and it's, well, you know what, sucks it in, then that'll do it. Player goes down with a cramp. Cross the middle, up in the air. Once again, ball is on the ground. Oh, off the shoulder. As Baeza gets it. And that takes us to the end of this game. So we're locked up at 0-0 after 90 minutes. We're going into a little extra free time. Look at the fans. They're all excited. They're happy for free time. That means that Cypress didn't lose. So that's why they're happy for free time. They'll sort of look over at me and say, "Oh, guy, what are you nuts?" And that's the one thing. If you're a fan, you go, "We're still playing." That means we still have a chance. Here on SportsNetUSA.net and Charger Live. This Saturday, the women at 1 or 2 o'clock here at Charger Field and on Chargers Live and Cypress for Cypress Women's Soccer. Ed Ford, Corey Nalen this coming Saturday. So make sure you tune in for that if you can't be out there. Whoever wins this game heads to Fullerton College Saturday. So you can check out and see what's going on. So it goes into overtime. Should be a 10-minute overtime period for the men here on SportsNetUSA.net and Charger Live. And, of course, next Monday night, well, Bobcat basketball. Corey Nalen against LA Trade Tech. That game at 5 o'clock on SportsNetUSA.net. And then, Ed Ford, you said to me, soccer on Tuesday, and that'll be Bobcat soccer Tuesday on SportsNetUSA.net. So nothing but sports on SportsNetUSA.net. And then Thanksgiving weekend, well, the other football on SportsNetUSA.net. Cerritos College has a bowl game. Fullerton College in the playoffs. It's been a few years since they've had a playoff game. And they're back on SportsNetUSA.net. Brian Crook's defense. For some of us, we will say that's who won the game. The defense of Fullerton College. There are others of us on SportsNetUSA.net will say that it was Garrett Campbell's offense that won the game on SportsNetUSA.net. However you look at it, the Hornets came away with a victory against Golden West College, 26-6. And it might have been on the leg of their field goal kicker that said, hey, the only thing that matters is I made sure I got the first points on the board, and they were always enough for us to win the game here on SportsNetUSA.net. So a lot of sports around the corner on SportsNetUSA.net. Like I said, I brought up the Bernoulli principle. I find that really rather interesting. When we talk about force in the game of soccer, and force is a derivative of momentum. So when you keep talking about momentum, well, momentum, force in the game of physics is the same thing. And that's what you look at as we've got a little break here before we head. We got a minute 48, then we go to a 10-minute overtime period here on Chargers Live and SportsNetUSA.net. Ed Ford, the old guy, riding along with him. Corey Nalen will be out here Saturday. Then Corey, myself, and Ryan Osborne. Thanksgiving weekend. Hoping that we're feeling fat, dumb, and happy after Fullerton College plays Mount Sac on SportsNetUSA.net. And the Sportsnet Invitational, that comes up in January. If you love softball, you've got to love that. And we will be having Cypress softball after the first of the year here on SportsNetUSA.net. A little Cerrito softball, most likely, on SportsNetUSA.net. We'll see if Saddleback gets into the fray for a little softball. See what Ed Ford and Sportsnet has going on as that schedule gets finalized. But for now, well, it's all men's soccer here on SportsNetUSA.net. Wes comes over and picks up a microphone, so we'll see what he's got to say.
Overtime and playoffs will be two 15-minute periods.
Two 15-minute periods. So you're going to get an extra 30 minutes of soccer today. So some of us are into overtime hours here on SportsNetUSA.net. You know, Ed, they're lucky it started at 2 o'clock. They'd have made this a later game. We'd have been bringing out cars to keep the field lit. Might be doing that anyway when Ed and I take down our equipment here on SportsNetUSA.net. Two 15-minute periods to see who ends up going on to the next round on SportsNetUSA.net. Cypress going from left to right on your screen in the blue jersey. It'll be a goal kick. Perez up as a forward along with Ramirez for Cypress. Jack Yeager back as a defender. Turn the corner and again cross the middle, taken out part of the right-hand side.
Come on, boys, right here.
So two 15-minute periods of overtime. Not sudden death. If nobody scores here, then it will go to penalty kicks. It's a little free soccer. If you're Cypress, you would have said, I'd rather have it decided. Took them 90, now they're going 120. Back goal post. Nice header and nice scene by Joe Baeza, realizing back post, going to bring it back with a header. Baeza kicks it out. So Cypress hoping to find something. Nobody could do it in 90 minutes. Give it 120. We'll see what happens here. Coyotes going from right to left. Cypress going from left to right on your computer screen. Drop down to Varela. Varela couldn't catch up with it. Has it kicked out again, so it'll be, so we're going to get substitution. So Delgadillo goes out of the game. for the Coyotes. Middle of the field, off a leg. So Delgadillo out, Martinez in. Yeager and Perez to the near side of the field. Goes to Yeager. Yeager tries to get a header to go his direction. He doesn't, and he heads it out. Morales also back in the game. So basically it's going to be the starting team. Cuyamaca gets the turnover. Play with the middle of the field. Cypress takes it back. Goes across the middle, comes back, tripped. Ball stays there, tries to get it back in the box, kicked out. Comes over towards us, hit it out. So it'll be throw in for Coyotes. Munoz will handle the throw in. Jose Perez Munoz. 30 points. He's the leading scorer for this Coyote team. 11 goals, 8 assists for a total of 30 points. Quiet so far in this game. They go back to him. Look to go to him. They drop it off one more time. Jack clears it. Middle of the field. Trying to get the ball. Ball gets away. Again, no trailer there for Cypress. High foot, dangerous play, so they're going to give the ball to the Coyotes. Start it up. Coyotes change. Making their move quickly. Five minutes almost gone in this first half of overtime. A little shoulder. Trying, gives it to Perez. Perez goes down the corner. Gets Somerville, just can't get it. So Julio Perez, 5'10", sophomore out of Loera High School. 15 points on this team, leading scorer for this Cypress team. Physical game. Taken, attack in the middle. If they could cross it, cross was too far this time. And again, defense, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back deep for Cypress. Morales, midfielder, gets back there in the defensive zone. Everybody's talking about it. Can feel the sun setting in our backs. 1 against 4. Munoz says, I'll take 1 on 4. Leading scorer of this team. Lays it out in the middle. There's nobody there except Jordy Galan. Galan drops it off. Go deep. Easy save right there by Joe Baeza. Baeza puts foot into it. Header taken there. Perez takes it back. Yeager takes it. It's going to get knocked out. It'll be a throw-in for the Coyotes. Shadows are long on the field. One of those games that you wish neither team would lose. They have played well. First 90 minutes, just quiet. Now we're into overtime. 2 15-minute halves here in overtime. And then it'd be a shootout. Right there in the box. And quickly picked up by Alex Felix. Felix looking for his team to run. This is where they want Julio Perez to take it. Takes it cross field, but takes it behind his player. Perez goes down with a leg cramp. So Perez will stay down on the ground, no whistle because of that.
No, you're horrible, ref.
So now they'll run out to see Perez, who's getting a little help with a cramp. 8:30 to go. And I like the sportsmanship right there by Jose Perez Munoz, the leading scorer for everybody on the field right now. The amount of points. He would be the top scoring player on this field, not in this game, but on this field. And came on over, try and get the cramp out of a fellow player that went down. He's going to limp off. There's nothing like getting that knot in the leg, and you just cannot get it out. Garcia Herrera standing over the ball for the Coyotes. We get a whistle because they had to allow the substitution by Cypress. I like that little tricky. Delay my substitution. They start. Jose Perez Munoz now is there, along with Herrera. So we'll see if they do the same thing. They do. Munoz on the ground, comes back, Bigfoot over the net. Not close. In the vicinity. Great turnout up and down the field here by staff, by players that are on other teams. We've got the whole soccer field on our side of the field covered with fans here for this game. Header. Let's see who got it. Are they going to call it another corner? They are. For the Coyotes. So it'll be a quarter. Hugo Placencia will go down and take the corner for the Coyotes. Overtime. First half of overtime. 2 15-minute halves. Placencia goes in, headed out one more time. Saved by the Coyotes. Middle of the field. They both go up. It's going to be Yeager going after the ball. And so it's going to be against the Coyotes. Got about 4 minutes left in this first half of overtime. Trying to turn once again. So you can hear the kicking of the ball. Referee stops the play. Too much body again. Deep drive, center. Trying to get headers going each direction. Going back and forth. Thought they had something going there. Galan tried to get it. Couldn't do it. They're looking to find something in the middle of the field. Comes back in our direction. Yeager. Jack's got it. steps up. Can't get away on a great play by Munoz, who kicks it deep. So Jack got stuffed on his last time when his foot was on the ball. Jack goes again, takes it to the middle of the field. Missed on the header. So it's becoming haphazard play in the middle of the field right now here in overtime. Yeager comes up. Can't get it. Tries to clear the middle of the field. Jack comes back against the middle of the field. They're going to call. Jack kicks it out of bounds. I like Jack. Jack didn't like the call. He's going to kick it out of bounds. We're at 13-20 in this first half of overtime. Midfield, no score. Donland gives it to Placencia. Placencia goes deep. So you see the attacking jerseys. And here it goes. Taking the far side of the field. Counter attack. Header in the middle. Off the goal. So a nice counter attack by Cypress. It looked like they were being dominated in this first half of overtime. Jack stays back. Yeager looking to go deep. Here comes the ball. Going deep. Got to stay on the man. Can't let the man. There's a foul with 14:30 to go here in overtime. So Fabricio, the forward for the Chargers, up on the right-hand side. Nice little trap. Stay with the player. Drive him to the outside, which they do. Get him in the corner. Scrum for the ball. Stay off the ball. Then kick it out for a throw-in. 15 minutes have gone by. Time's on the field right now by the referee. Everybody moves up. So throw in over there by Lizarazo. Lizarazo, big throw in. Dillon steps back, gives himself a lot of room, tries to get it to the box. Dillon throws it, gets it all the way to the goal, punched out on a nice play by Alex Felix, who saw it coming all the way, cleared it out. Still, fans are trying to say, hey, the 15 minutes ran out, but it's kept on the field as it goes out over the edge, and that takes us to the end of the first half. So 105 minutes of soccer, and nobody can get it in the goal. And I tell you what, right now, if you're Cypress, you might be saying, you know what, maybe I'd look at some of these past players that have played for us. Of course, somebody might ask, how many goals scored in a season? Steven Buzetta scored 19. That was in 1987. That is still the record for goals. Assist, Andranio Lima in 2000 had 9 assists. Buzetta has the most goals in histories and points with 38. That also was in 87. Saves, well, 133 in one season. That's the most in one season. Neil Gilbert did that in 2001. So that's it. Braden Welch had the best goal against average at 1.57. That was in 2014. That could get threatened this year. When you look at Alex Felix, we'll see if there has to be so many minutes. They say 180 minutes minimum being played. So right now, if their stats are right, goals against with 1,292 would be Alex Felix. And he should set the record for 1.04. So that would be there. And of course, shutouts, 5 in one season. John Nayak did that in 2000, in the year 2000. You know, you got to give it to Cristian Rus, the head coach, with Jesus Benvenides, Kyle Corner, Jordan Brinkley, and Johnny Berta. The staff for this soccer team doing such a great job. And of course, you look on the other side of it, Brian Hyatt Alou is the head coach for this Coyotes team. He's currently entering his 8th season with the Coyotes, and he's had a winning record every season, and he's become the most consistent, winning every year. He was awarded in 2015 the Pacific Coast Athletic Conference Coach of the Year Award. And he's also head coach of the California Surf. So when you talk about the coach, he's not only there. Brian actually played NAIA Corey Nayland soccer. He played for Point Loma Nazarene. Of course, we know Point Loma. And then he played at Cal Baptist also. So a couple, well, one a former NAI school, Cal Baptist, now is a D1 school in the NCAA. Point Loma Nazarene is still NAIA. And then Brian went on to play in the Australian Premier League. And then he came back to San Diego to play for the San Diego Blaze. And not only is he a coach, but he is an instructor at Cuyamaca and Grossmont as we head for the second period of overtime here on Chargers Live and Sportsnet USA.net. Sit at 0. Trying to get the right touch on that was going to be Rafe. Couldn't do it. Wes comes over and shows us his soccer skills. Athleticism never leaves, never goes away. Wes has still got youth on his side to play today. Did you see that move, Ed Ford? We should get Wes on Dancing with the Stars. Well, you can see if you're a Cypress fan, you're not a fan of the referee in this game, that's for sure. So 15 minutes to go in this game, and then we head to a shootout. And the winner moves on. Cuyamaca trying to go deep, trying to get it to Delgadillo. Goes up high with a high kick around the shoulders. That's going to be a dangerous play, and the referee calls that. Look out for the safety of the athletes. So that's what gets called there, so play stops. If you can get this score, if you can get this goal, well, this would be that little dagger that somebody would like to have right about now. If this was a Shakespearean play, one of these two teams would be looking for the poison to feed their brother, cousin, dad, or whomever. And that's what you want that goal to be with 15 minutes in this second half of overtime to be. It would take the wind out of both teams' sail, to say the least. About 13 minutes to go in this overtime period. Nobody, well, they've been close, but nobody has gotten it just across that line up to the net. Goalies have played well. Defense has played better. And it has been those back four for both these teams defensively. Big drive of a leg out wide to the right, not close to the goal. Temperature dropping. So what should have been a game that should be over by now is a game that's going into the darkness. As we're late in the afternoon here on Charger Live and SportsNetUSA.net. Women on Saturday. Make sure 1 or 2 o'clock here on Chargers Live and SportsNetUSA.net. Little there. And of course, Cuyamaca said, wait a minute. Lizarazo said, I had control of that coming down the line. Linesman disagreed. Rafi throws it deep. Taken out, pulled down, goes to Rafi. Rafi goes down, looking to go across the middle. Logan Garcia had a foot on it. We're going to get a yellow card right there. Little play. Yellow card's going to go against Diego Barragan. So Diego gets a little yellow card. 10 minutes left in overtime. Little foot cramp on that. Long game, and if everybody's not hydrated, you know, the leg cramps start coming. On the wall, on the clock, supposedly 10 minutes. RJ Carroll will take this kick at midfield. Carroll puts it up by the box. Somebody's trying to follow up and see if they can get it. Stays in, off the foot, header. It looks like Jaeger on that side of the field. It was. Ball's coming out. Big foot. You know, that makes me so nervous when a goalie comes that far out. You just know that somebody's going to slip, trip, fall, or catch a heel, and nobody's going to say anything. Cuyamaca trying to do something. The Coyotes looking for something. Go win. Nice save. Break and a counter for Cypress. Going deep. Trying to get her over the top. Oh, just knocked away there by Rios. It was almost there. Rios got his head on it. Over to Logan Garcia. Logan Garcia goes up far side. So we're going to get substitutions. Galan going out. Jordy goes out of the game for Cypress with about 9 minutes left in overtime. Give or take, the referee will keep it on the field when the clock stops and everybody goes, why is he not blowing the whistle? He will think every once in a while, you know what? Somebody laying on the ground too long, trying to catch their breath. Little beating of the drums by the fans. Cypress trying to get the boys to catch up and feel good about what's going on. Ball's driven out. A throw in for Cypress. Garcia goes deep with the throw in. Trapped. Turned. Go to the far side. Nice kick there by Ramirez. Ramirez takes it out wide to the right. Cross the middle. Header! Oh! Just off the goal. A hand just saves it. Oh, my. Joel Baeza just got his fingertips up in time, or it would have been 1-0 Chargers. What a save. Oh. Heart failure. Looked like with 7 minutes to go that the Chargers were up by 1. Deep throw in. In on a header by Cuyamaca. And who else would do it? Delgadillo gets a header to make it 1-0 with 23 minutes gone in this overtime. Cuyamaca, Delgadillo gets it off the top of his head and puts it in. Cypress just misses. And Delgadillo has the header to put the Coyotes on top. Cuyamaca up by 1 in the second half of overtime. Delgadillo, 15 points. That's his 8th goal of the season. He's now got 17 points for the season. One of the top scorers on the team. He's actually the second leading scorer for this team. Cypress has to find something. They were close. It was almost them. Joel Baeza got fingertips out to stop the header for Cypress. And a flat header by Delgadillo puts the Coyotes in front. 5 minutes to go in overtime. Cypress needs to find that miracle shot. So the Chargers looking for something. Shadows setting in on the offensive end they're at. Ball comes out. Throw in for Cypress. Flipped over. Cypress hoping to get something. They were close. We get player down. So it's going to be timeout. So when we look at the clock, it'll say 26 minutes left in overtime. There's timeout on the field. So when we hit that 30-minute mark, there should be more time in this game. So Delgadillo with a header puts the Coyotes on top. The women this Saturday on Chargers Live and sports@usa.net. Going up, ball goes out, will stay with the Coyotes. As the clock ticks away. Referee does keep time on the field, so Could be anything. You can sit there and stall and everything else. He'll look down at his watch. He'll add on time if he thinks it's necessary. Double overtime. Somebody's finally on the board. Cuyamaca trying to get 2 more. Big shoulder. Frustration for Cypress. You can feel it now. They were close. They thought they should have been up by 1. "28 minutes here in the second overtime. Should be a little add-on time. We'll see if that happens. As the Chargers were so close in getting 1 here in the second overtime. And then the Coyotes did. Martinez dances around. He's going to kill the clock as long as he can. Ball goes over the corner. Chargers need to move. 28-42. See how close to the clock. Goes back to the Chargers. They need to find that miracle shot before you get that final whistle. What a game this has been. Back and forth, close but no. Almost, and then a goal. Yeager has it taken away from him. Cypress goes over to the right. Cuyamaca will just play with the ball. They don't mind what the clock's doing. They'll let it go out. Cypress takes it away. Got to make a drive. Got to get it cleared. Once again, the drive by Yeager. Far side of the field. He tries to turn the corner. He does. He goes down. So, 11 seconds in overtime. Jack goes down. We'll see if he gets up. Cuyamaca is going to sort of talk to each other. They think they have this. It does go out, so it'll be a goal kick. Referee should give us a little more time. We're past the 30-minute mark. Maybe a minute, maybe 2 is what we're going to get. Trying to find something. You need to go towards the goal if you're Cypress. Dancing around doesn't help you. Goes out in favor of Cypress. Be a throw-in down there. Got to get it in quickly. You can't look. Got to bring everybody up. Goalie's going to go to midfield. Cross the middle. Out. Nobody there to contain it for Cypress. Jack puts in the middle, taken back out, throw in. Far side of the field. We're waiting to see when the whistle comes up. The Coyotes up by 1, scored, and that's it. Cuyamaca will move on with a 1-0 victory in overtime against your Cypress Chargers. Delgadillo at the 17-minute mark, we're actually at the 27-minute mark, gets that goal in on a header, and that's all they needed. As Cuyamaca will move on, and the way I understand that, that means they will take on Fullerton College this Saturday at 2 o'clock at Fullerton College. Well, a great season for Cypress. They played well. They just come up a little short. But we're not done with soccer. Don't forget, this coming Saturday, the women at 1 or 2 o'clock, women's soccer here on Sportsnet, USA.net. For Ed Ford, I'm the old guy, as Cuyamaca comes away with an overtime victory, 1-0 over your Cypress Chargers on Charger Live and SportsNetUSA.net.